how to quit marijuana as an entrepreneur. By the end of this video, if you're an entrepreneur, you'll know if quitting marijuana is right for you and how to do it without ruining your reputation, causing embarrassment to yourself or to your family, and where you can do it in private to where nobody has to know, but you get to reap all the benefits of quitting marijuana. The first thing you do is commit yourself to taking action. Just like when you start a business, just like when you're in your entrepreneurship, you have to get up every day and do the work. If you can start to look at quitting marijuana like an entrepreneurial venture, because in reality, you doing this is gonna help your career, it's gonna help you make more money. I mean, maybe unless you're in the marijuana business, but if you're starting some sort of business or startup, right? You know that doing this is gonna reap benefits. I imagine if you are in entrepreneurship and you are smoking weed too, you notice the effects that it has on your motivation, your mental clarity to be able to get stuff done and to start accomplishing your goals and tasks that you need to do on a daily basis. And maybe deep down in your soul, you know that, okay, if I was to be free of marijuana, I would be excelling way further on my entrepreneurial journey and in my business than I am right now. If you guys remember Derek, he's an entrepreneur and he came to this channel so he could quit weed to do better on his business and his entrepreneurship. Today we talk almost every week and he's getting amazing sales. He's starting to really generate the income he's been looking for. And he credits that to quitting marijuana because now he has motivation. He has time in the day to actually work on what he's supposed to be working on, which are his business ventures. So starting to create that game plan and look at quitting marijuana as an entrepreneurial venture is really gonna help mentally with the process of starting to let it go. The next thing is to create a game plan. As you guys know, with an entrepreneurial venture, you need to create a game plan and have a plan of action that you can get up and work towards every single day, right? It's no simple feat. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes strategy, and the same can be applied to marijuana. Like I said in the one before, when you start to look at quitting weed like business, you know that the first little bit is gonna suck, and then you're gonna start to get to reap some of the benefits. So fortunately, with weed, it's only gonna suck for maybe a couple weeks, a month. With entrepreneurship, as you know, it could be 5 to 10 years of grinding. So that's something to look forward to, is that it's not gonna be as long of a process as starting a business. I would say for me, quitting marijuana was easier than it has been to get my entrepreneurial ventures going. So how do you create this game plan? Well, first you can do what maybe you've discovered in watching some of these videos. You can get some external support. You can get some one-on-one accountability and help. Again, with entrepreneurship, I imagine that if you guys have started a business, that you have gotten a mentor at some point. So getting some mentorship is really helpful. That's where I come in. I help people quit marijuana fast and efficiently so they can start working on their goals and dreams and living the life that they really want to live. Free from getting stoned every day, free from the fog, free from the depression, the anxiety, all that. And it really only takes about a month. So when I work with people, we set daily actionable goals that you can accomplish by just waking up and saying, I'm gonna do it. It's that simple. Things like hitting the sauna, exercise to help sweat out the toxins and speed along the process. Giving yourself daily actionable goals you can hit. So depending on where you are, and that's what we'll find out if we start to work together, what is gonna be your first step? Maybe you're smoking every day and then your game plan might be to reduce that to only smoking in the evenings. Do that for about a week or so, then start taking a day off at a time. Right? You doing this is gonna give you small wins, incremental wins that are gonna give you momentum. One of the guys I just started to work with, he's on day 4 and he is already going multiple days without weed because he has that game plan. Because you know, okay, I invested this money into this process. Remember, it's an investment, just like in business. I'm gonna show up and do the work. Like, I'm gonna do this. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's time to get real and it's time to get free from this. It's gonna hurt for a little bit, but thankfully I have some accountability that I can reach out to. And that is the next thing too, so having that accountability. Checking in with that mentor every single day, which would be myself in this situation. So with this process, you're gonna have unlimited text support, so you can reach out to me any time of the day, so you can make sure you always have that support for you. A lot of times with traditional therapy, right, you go once a week, you unload your soul, and then you're like, all right, see you next week. And then you're just left for the whole week, which is a lot of time compared to the 1 hour that you have the session for, to have to fend for yourself, basically. I'm here to help you along the journey throughout the week so that when we do have our weekly sessions, that you're not like, okay, we gotta spend the first 45 minutes catching you up with everything that I've done this week. We can just start getting right into the meat of things because we've been catching up throughout the week. So creating this game plan for yourself, whether it's cold turkey, whether it's slow and steady, both can work. And eventually you'll have to go cold turkey. So you might as well, so really kind of starting to work up to that, and or if you're ready to do it at the moment, might as well just do it. I'm here to support you through that and be that accountability, like I said. That is really gonna be the next step into quitting marijuana, if you're an entrepreneur and if you have that motivational mindset. So if you are stuck and if you are struggling and you want that accountability, you want to quit this fast, and so you don't have to tell anybody, you don't have to go to these meetings where you feel like a loser, we'll hop on a call, I'll find out where you are, and we can set up that game plan to start getting you off weed as fast as possible. A lot of you guys I know are very motivated individuals. It's finding that moment in time where you can use that motivation and go pretty much all in on quitting. And that doesn't mean it's gonna happen overnight or you're just gonna go cold turkey, but you're gonna start committing to the process. And no lie guys, in a month you can be free of this. That is a guarantee. By the end of our sessions, we'll just be talking about cool stuff like your business, relationships, all that stuff. And the last thing you can do if you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to quit weed is to map out your goals. This is a huge one, and this is one I do with every single person when we start working together, is what do you want your life to look like? What do you want your relationships to look like? Do you even want relationships right now, or do you need to take some time for yourself? Do you want to make a lot of money? Do you want to start a business, a YouTube channel? One of the gals that I was working with, she is starting her YouTube channel, and you will see her most likely on this channel because we're going to do podcasts together. Her dream is to tell the world about her vision and her mission with hypnotherapy. And to be frank, quitting weed for her was pretty easy because she has been so focused on this goal. And now it's not really a problem in her life anymore, and she can start to focus on these other ventures like the YouTube channel. Maybe you want to get a new career. Maybe you want to start leveling up in your position. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to get into a high-tech sales job. Who knows what it could be? Although, a job is technically not entrepreneurship, it is still a high-level thing that you could probably do at home if you like working remote, right? So there's a lot of ways that you can kind of live that entrepreneurial life without maybe having to start your own business or whatever. That is something that you can start focusing on, and you're gonna be able to focus on it, one, because you don't have the weed anymore, because you don't have that pot fog, because you have the motivation. And two, simply, if you are looking for that more job thing, maybe you have to take a drug test, right? Well, you can't do that if you have a ton of THC in your system. One more too, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, is that you're gonna find that you have a lot of hours in the day when you're not smoking weed. Sometimes the whole day would be spent around weed, waking up smoking. Then I would be waiting to get to the dealer and I'd be passing time that way. Then I would smoke all night, obviously. So it was just a huge waste of time. And when I got clean, I realized, wow, there's a lot of hours in the day. What am I gonna do with it? I don't just wanna sit around and be lazy. Like, I have all this energy and this inspiration. What am I gonna do with it? And that's when I went hard into my entrepreneurial ventures and passions. For me, as you guys know, it was music. It didn't pan out where I've gotten to a label, but because of it, I'm working with a producer and we are creating a music course together. So I'm still getting to be involved in the industry, just not the way I initially wanted to. However, going hard into music taught me a lot about discipline, about motivation, about showing up every day for myself and doing the work when nobody is watching me or asking me to do the work, telling me to do the work. It's translated into a lot of areas as well, like creating this YouTube channel, like doing my main couple of businesses I do now that generate me actual income. That all came from learning motivation, learning discipline, showing up every day. And of course, it all stemmed from quitting weed. So that is the base of it. And I'm just so grateful that I made that decision almost 8 years ago to put down the joint and say, I'm gonna go all in on this. I'm gonna give it a shot. I didn't have a mentor, I didn't have a coach at the time, so I did it by myself. I'm sure it would have been a lot easier if I had that accountability, but I did it, and I know that you can do it too because of that. So guys, those are 3 things you can do if you are an entrepreneur and you're trying to quit marijuana without anybody knowing and so you're able to do it quickly, efficiently, and move on with your life. So again, it's switching your mindset to viewing it as entrepreneurship. 2nd, getting a game plan and possibly some accountability. And 3, mapping out your dream life, your goals, your aspirations.